Most people think you find God by searching for him. Paul proves the opposite. He wasn't seeking truth, he was trying to destroy it. He wasn't on a spiritual journey, he was hunting Christians. Yet God stopped him, saved him, and sent him. In Galatians chapter 1, verses 11 through 17, Paul makes it clear that the gospel he preached didn't come from man. It wasn't learned, it was revealed. His entire life, his religion, his status, his reputation was crushed by one encounter with Jesus Christ. This is not just Paul's story. This is how God saves sinners, not by reforming the old man, but by making a new one, not by religion, but by revelation. In Galatians chapter 1, verse 11, Paul states, "But I make known to you, brethren, that the gospel which was preached by me is not according to man." Paul is not passing down a tradition. He is not repeating something created by religious leaders. The gospel he preached was not invented, modified, or approved by man. It was given to him directly by divine revelation. That means the message carries the authority of God himself. It cannot be altered, reinterpreted, or watered down to suit culture or preference. Romans chapter 1, verses 16 through 17 says the gospel is the power of God to salvation. It is not advice or suggestion, it is truth that saves. Any so-called gospel that originates with man is a lie and has no power to redeem. In Galatians chapter 1, verse 12, Paul says, "For I neither received it from man, nor was I taught it, but it came through the revelation of Jesus Christ." This is critical. Paul's gospel is not second-hand. He didn't learn it from Peter or the apostles. He didn't go to a seminary or receive instruction from Jerusalem. Christ revealed it directly to him. That means Paul's gospel is Christ's gospel. It is pure, complete, and unchanging. And it stands against every man-made religion, every philosophy, every attempt to mix works with grace. The gospel is not discovered, it is revealed. If Christ gave it, no one has the authority to rewrite it. In verse 13, Paul continues, "For you have heard of my former conduct in Judaism, how I persecuted the church of God beyond measure and tried to destroy it." Paul is reminding the Galatians who he used to be. He was not looking for Christ. He was trying to wipe out those who followed him. His past was violent, proud, and religious. He was a Pharisee, zealous for tradition and law, and yet blind to the truth. 1 Timothy chapter 1, verse 13 says, "I was formerly a blasphemer, a persecutor, and an insolent man, but I obtained mercy because I did it ignorantly in unbelief." Paul's salvation was not the result of a gradual awakening or a personal search for meaning. He was stopped in his tracks by the risen Christ. This was not reformation. It was regeneration. In Galatians chapter 1, verse 14, Paul adds, "And I advanced in Judaism beyond many of my contemporaries in my own nation, being more exceedingly zealous for the traditions of my fathers." Paul had everything religion could offer: status, education, passion, but none of it brought him to Christ. Instead, it blinded him. The same traditions he defended led him to persecute the truth. Philippians chapter 3, verses 4 through 7 says he counted all of it as loss for the sake of knowing Christ. The system he once trusted in was powerless to save. It only fed his pride and deepened his rebellion. No man is saved by religion. Salvation is a supernatural work of God, not the result of human effort or ritual. Verse 15 says, "But when it pleased God, who separated me from my mother's womb and called me through his grace." Paul did not initiate his salvation, God did. And not only that, Paul was set apart from the beginning. Long before he persecuted the church, before he studied the law, before he was born, God had a purpose for him. This is the sovereign call of grace. Romans chapter 8, verse 30 says, "Moreover, whom he predestined, these he also called." Paul's conversion was not a coincidence. It was a divine appointment. He deserved judgment, but God showed mercy. Grace is not earned. It is not deserved. It is given according to God's will and purpose. Verse 16 continues, "To reveal his Son in me, that I might preach him among the Gentiles. I did not immediately confer with flesh and blood." God didn't just save Paul. He revealed Christ in him and commissioned him to preach. The same man who tried to destroy the church was now chosen to proclaim the gospel to the nations. And Paul did not seek human confirmation. He did not ask for advice. He obeyed the call of God without hesitation. When the gospel is revealed and the call is clear, there is no need for committee or consensus. God's word is sufficient and his command is final. Paul says in verse 17, "Nor did I go up to Jerusalem to those who were apostles before me, but I went to Arabia and returned again to Damascus." He distances himself from the apostles not out of pride, but to show the independence of his calling. He didn't need their approval. His authority came from Christ. Instead of running to Jerusalem for validation, he went to Arabia, into isolation, into preparation. Then he returned to the very place where he once persecuted the church. The transformation was complete. He wasn't copying the apostles. He was obeying the same Lord. This passage destroys the idea that the gospel is a product of man. It did not originate in councils or traditions. It was not shaped by religious history or personal preference. It was revealed by Jesus Christ, and it is complete. Paul's testimony proves that salvation is a sovereign act of God. No man is beyond his reach. No sinner is too far gone. The gospel does not reform the old nature. It gives a new one. And once God calls a man, there is no going back. Paul didn't look for approval. He didn't seek permission. He preached Christ because Christ had revealed himself and commanded him to speak. The same is required of every true believer. Stand firm on the gospel. Preach it without compromise. Defend it without apology. It is not from man, it is from God. Thank you for watching. If you want more content like this, make sure to follow so you don't miss the next one. I'd love to hear your thoughts, so drop a comment. Also, take a moment to like the video, add it to your favorites, and repost it to help get this message out to more people. The truth of God's word needs to be heard, and you can be a part of spreading it. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next one. If you're serious about growing in your knowledge of God's word and strengthening your walk with Christ, 52 Weeks Through the Bible is the perfect resource for you. This year-long Bible study explores key biblical themes, providing sound doctrine and practical insights to help you apply God's truth to your life. Whether you're new to the faith or a seasoned believer, this study will equip and encourage you to stand firm and grow in your love for Christ. Get your copy today and start your journey through the Bible. May the Lord bless you as you seek Him in His Word.